But you know what? Wait, pause. I think a lot of times that's when we miss it. When it's so little and seemingly small. It's got to be more to it than that. Because, you think about it. It's like, you mean to tell me just put a dollar or a quarter in a bucket?
Yeah.
But that's how you get out. Now, those of us who hear it, we're going to experience success. But those of us who hear it and dismiss it, that's where your stumble is. It was over that quarter.
Right.
Because you didn't do what I asked you to do.
Right.
You didn't save it. And I made it simple for you. Here a little, there a little. I didn't even give you a whole bunch.
Like the principle that you pulled out was wonderful to give a point to them that it is just one moment, one day at a time,
One
a
decision,
little
one
here,
moment
a
at a
little
time.
there, and before you know it, 'cause just think about it, we were doing ones and twos and fives and tens and just 1, 2, 3, and it's thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars before before you know it.
Yeah.
With the discipline of doing it that way.
Yeah, but I did know that, boo.
Okay.
I just thought that it was a good principle to
It was
bring out
no,
to
it was a
say.
great,
To say, just look,
great
just
principle.
do your little bit. Like, don't, no more excuses
Right.
about, well, I don't know percentages and what is a tithe and
Right.
who cares about a hill of beans? If you get up and go to work, you make $1 and you get some change.
Right.
Save that.
Yeah. So let me go into detail a little bit more, or kind of teach what I taught yesterday. I want to teach it again.
Okay.
In terms of the tithing, I am not the pastor or the preacher who believes that you are demanded and required to give a 10%. I believe more wholeheartedly that the Corinthians verse is much better. It says you must decide in your heart how to give, and it says, and don't give reluctantly or in response to pressure, or don't, or one thing is the Message version says, know what you're gonna do before you give, or have already set in mind, so you won't get tricked by sob stories
And arm twisting.
and arm twisting.
That stuff hurt.
So, but I do believe you should give. So I read it on the other video, but I said the verses, but I didn't read it. So let me read 1 Timothy 6:17 through 19. It says, command those who are rich in the things of this life not to be proud, but to place their hope not in such and uncertain things as riches, but in God, who generously gives us everything for our enjoyment. Command them to do good, to be rich in good works, to be generous and ready to share with others, what you was talking about. In this way, they will store up treasures for themselves. They will store up for themselves a treasure.
It helps.
It helps a
Come
lot.
on, help. Come on.
A treasure which will be a solid foundation for the future. And then they will be able to win life, which is true life.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
And then they will be able to win the life. I'm sorry, the is a very key word. And then they will be able to win the life, which is true life. 1 Corinthians 16:1 through 4. Here we go. Now concerning what you wrote about the money to be raised to help God's people in Judea, you must do what I told the churches in Galatia to do. Each Sunday, each of you must put aside some money in proportion to what you have earned and save it up so that there will be no need to collect money when I come. After I come, I shall give letters of introduction to those you have approved and send them to take your gift to Jerusalem. If it seems worthwhile for me to go, then they can go along with me. So, and this is what I believe that God, the heart of God wants for us. Yes, we do need to, we should give to your church, especially if you're a believer, you should give to your local body. It doesn't necessarily have to be 10%. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you have to make up in your mind, what does it mean? So now in Malachi, it says, bring all the tithes into the storehouse and prove me not, boom, boom, boom. And open up the windows of heaven and have a man rob God and all that kind of stuff. So
will a man rob God?
Here's Deuteronomy 14. This is verses 28 through 29. And this is where I think Malachi comes in at.